name is Kevin Wallace, the morning show host and program director here at Air 106.1. And another profile piece, this time on local candidate Angela Pitt. She is with the Wildrose party representing the Airdrie riding. Of course, the election coming up on May 5th, and looking forward to a forum coming up on Wednesday, April 29th, put on by the Airdrie Chamber of Commerce. It's going to be at the Burke Church Theatre at 7 o'clock. I assume you're going to be there, Angela?
I will, absolutely.
Excellent. All 5 candidates will be there as well. Before we get into the 3 main topics that we are going to talk about, healthcare, education, and the budget and the current tax situation, first of all, tell us a little bit about yourself and the platform that the Wildrose represents.
Absolutely. Well, I am a longtime Airdrie resident. I live here now with my husband and 2 children, and we're just a regular, everyday, average Albertan family. I've been involved with the Wildrose Party for many, many years. I believe in the values that they represent and the policies, member-passed policies that are put forward. And I really believe that this is the true Conservative government to take us forward from here on out.
Okay, let's jump right into some of the topics. Let's get right into healthcare, specifically the current situation we have in Airdrie with the Urgent Care Centre, and it was recently announced that it would be finally turning into a 24-hour healthcare. We have heard that promise before. What are your thoughts on healthcare for Airdrie and the future and the entire state of the province?
Well, we've heard lots of promises in coming into this election, and this is a promise that is near and dear to my heart. And I really, really hope that Airdrie does get a 24-hour urgent healthcare centre that will be supported by the government. And as your MLA in Airdrie, I would push for that promise to go through and for it to be properly funded and properly managed for everybody in Airdrie and that relies on that facility.
Let's jump into education. You mentioned you have 2 young children. I know there's a lot of concerns that young families have in Airdrie with making sure their children are actually going to brick and mortar type schools and not just portables and whatnot. And this city is growing rapidly, 11% growth rate last year alone. How do you see the future, and what would the Wildrose Party do if they were elected?
Well, we will make sure schools are properly funded, and that is from the bricks and mortar buildings to the staff, to the teachers, to the assistants, to the aides that are required to make our education system proper. If we get education wrong, we've got more problems than anything else ahead of us. So that's something that we will, as a party, make sure is covered for Airdrie. And on top of that too, the schools that were promised for this city will be built, and we will ensure that will happen.
Okay. Let's jump into the recent budget that was released from the provincial government and the current tax situation with some of the new additional taxes. What are your thoughts on the budget, and what would you do, either change or stay the same?
You know what, this budget makes me cringe. This was the activator for me to get involved and stand up for Alberta and make a difference here. These 59 new tax increases are they're inappropriate. They're the wrong thing to do when families are suffering through bad times, losing jobs. $2,500 a year for a family is horrible. It's absolutely horrible, and I think it affects every single person in Airdrie, and the Wildrose will reverse every 59 taxes that were just introduced in this budget. We will cut out the waste in the bureaucracy before we go and punish Albertans with the way this province has been mismanaged over the last 44 years.
Thank you very much for your time, Angela. Really appreciate you sharing your thoughts with the audience. And a quick reminder again, there will be an all candidates forum coming up on Wednesday, April 29th, starting at 7 o'clock, and it's at Burke Church Theatre, hosted by the Airdrie Chamber of Commerce.